Hey guys, it's me Suja over here. Welcome back to another video. So on this video, I'm going to be talking about what do I think about foreigners leaving Thailand. So before I give you my personal opinion about this, because lately, there's been a lot of these video contents, around this topic about foreigners leaving Thailand. So I'm going to give you my personal insight, and also I'm going to give you some statistics, some data uh, to let you know that this is not correct. Okay. Um, so if you're new to my channel, the name of my channel is called as Sujoy in Vietnam. I've been living over here for 7 years now in Vietnam, and I was an English teacher before, and then I started my online digital marketing business. I'm also a full-time YouTuber, so if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. I know most of you guys, you watch my content, but you have not yet subscribed to my channel. It takes less than 2 seconds, so do me a favor, just hit the subscribe button, and that way you can support my work. So, hold on a minute. Yep. All right, just setting my camera apart, and as usual, just having my morning coffee to get my thinking caps on. Right. So lately on a couple of these social media platforms, I'm checking out all these couple of these negative contents revolving around foreigners leaving Thailand. So what are my personal opinions about this? Okay. So firstly, I'm not a resident of Thailand. Okay. Yes, I've been going to Bangkok on and off for over 5 years now. I mean, it's a place for me to go. But yes, I do have plans. If the opportunity strikes, I would like to settle down in Thailand, but not in Bangkok. So I mean, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of, Bangkok is a very beautiful city. It's a business district, but it's pretty expensive, and that's from my point of view. I made a video about that in one of my previous videos. I spoke about I'm finding Bangkok to be expensive. There are other locations in Thailand, like which I may seriously like to look into, like Chiang Mai. So yeah, that's in my radar right now. Of course, I'm not looking for Phuket, because I've heard it's very expensive, and it's like you had a lot of what do you call that, over tourists, tourist overload population. I don't know. I get a bit confused in the morning. Yeah. So coming back to this, like lately, like I see a couple of these YouTube videos, and a couple of these YouTube content creators, they're revolving around this narrative that, like why foreigners are leaving Thailand, and but they're not giving any data. They're not backing it up with any data or statistics. All I'm hearing from them is that, their personal experience, they're leaving, they're vacating Thailand. So, they're making a full content around that, they're generalizing that, foreigners are leaving Thailand. Well, it's specifically you are leaving Thailand because you may not be able to, maybe, you're not adjusted with the heat over there. I mean, the weather, or maybe, like I keep on hearing about this tax law. I did have a go through it. I did have a rundown of it. Um, who doesn't pay tax? I mean, are you going to be? I mean, are tourists staying out here in Thailand for? Like, tourists are coming to Thailand, but they stay for 2 weeks, or they stay for a month, or max they can extend it for one more month, then they go back somewhere else. Like I visit Thailand occasionally, frequently, or maybe occasionally, like a tourist. I don't have any intentions of, just doing some illegal activities over there, or, staying over there for, I never stay in Thailand over 2 weeks or something. I just spend like 2 weeks, or, and then just, I go back, I go to some other country. Maybe I come back to Vietnam, or maybe I go to India, or maybe somewhere else. But my intentions are clear. I come like a tourist, right? So, and that tax law and everything, it's so minimal. Like, if you are, like, if you're working in a company where, like, if you're working anywhere in Southeast Asia, or even back in my country in India, if you're working as an expat, when you are getting your salary, you do have to pay a certain amount of tax. Which country doesn't do that, right? So, I think a couple of these content creators are hyping up these this so-called new tax law, which is kind of like amplifying this, and like creating a negative image, telling that like why foreigners are leaving Thailand. Okay, so I'm going to back it up with some data so that I don't want any keyboard warriors or someone writing on my comment section like you don't know anything about Thailand, this and that. So I'm going to give you some data. I'm going to back it up with some data, and I'm going to read an article from my laptop. And on top of it, I'm going to keep some links down in the description below for you to check out those articles, and to understand there's this kind of this false narrative content going around, showing that foreigners are all mass evading. Like there's exodus of foreigners, exodus, yeah, the exodus of foreigners leaving Thailand, which is not correct. Okay, so let's look at the statistics of the tourism sector over here in Thailand. Okay, so Thailand recorded. I got the notes with me over here, so I'm reading it out from here. So Thailand recorded like 10 million tourists. Okay, now this is a round up number. I believe it's somewhere around 9.57 million or something, but I think it's 10 million. 10 million tourists from January to till April 2024 of this year. Okay, so now this number is actually projected to rise up to 36 million by the end of this year, 2024. Now, if you know, lately, there has been this coverage about a lot of tourists going to Phuket, right? There's a mass, like, over tourist, something like that, right? And it's even happening in other parts of the world. Like I believe in Europe also, there are certain countries where they're experiencing over tourist population or something. And I think these countries have a right to implement some kind of tourist tax, which helps to regulate this. Because, having a lot of tourists in a country is good. But, like when you have like overpopulation of tourists coming in your country, and if they're visiting like, sacred religious locations, and, some of the tourists are misbehaving, like, like a couple of the tourists which had misbehaved in Bali, had become purely naked and moving around the temples and all those kind of things. So yes, every country has a right to implement certain amount of tourist tax. Don't get me wrong. I know I'm going to get a lot of beating on this, but I think it may be a good idea for Thailand to like implement a 200 baht tourist tax. If for certain locations where they're having a lot of influx, a lot of tourists, because that can be a kind of a little bit of dangerous cocktail at the end of the day. So coming back to the statistics, so the revenue of the tourism industry for this year in Thailand is expected to be $55 billion, right? So, so they're attracting, like Thailand is going to be focusing more right now on attracting more foreign expats and tourists, especially for international seminars. This is a huge opportunity over here for Thailand. International seminars, expo centers. We all know like Dubai, in a country like Dubai, in a small country like Dubai, they have a lot of expos, and there's a mass influx of expats who come to these regions for attending the expos, seminars, events, and of course trade and tourism shows in Thailand. Which will greatly positively affect the Thailand tourism, in a good way, So yeah, my English sucks a bit sometimes. So I'm really sorry. I'm not a native speaker. Um, yeah, so of course you have like, and of course what I'm seeing right now is like the tourism sector in Thailand is trying to connect more cities in different countries for international flights. I would like to see, because I'm from India, I would like to see, apart from major cities which are connecting to Bangkok and other like Phuket and all that, I would like to see tier two cities back in India connecting to Bangkok, like small cities, like, tier two cities, like, like Pune, or, some other cities back in India connecting direct flights to Bangkok, because I don't want people who are living in those tier two cities, hopping onto a flight or taking a 5 hour taxi drive going to Mumbai airport and then catching a flight and then going to Bangkok. That kind of becomes very tiring for foreigners who want to travel to Thailand by air. Okay, so that's in the pipeline. I think that's going to materialize by very soon. I think in a few months' time now. And also, let's talk about, like lately, you have the visa waiver, right? Now, I'm the best example of it, okay? Like, I'm from India, I hold an Indian passport, okay? Now, last year, Indian nationals who would be traveling to Thailand, we had to go to the visa on arrival section, and then we had to pay the visa fees. I believe it was like around 2,000 200 baht for fast track, or 2000 baht. Hold on a second, let me fix my, I keep on getting this right. Okay, cool. Okay, my phone acts sometimes kind of weird sometimes, but anyways, coming back to the main point over here is that from this year onwards, Indian tourists traveling to Thailand, they no longer need to have the visa on arrival. It's visa free. You get 30 days visa on arrival. It was like a pilot program, which was till May. And now this has been extended up, I believe, till November or December or whatever. So, so yes, of course, the Thailand tourism sector is definitely taking an initiative to attract more tourists, to attract more expats from these hot emerging markets like India. Now let's talk about, the tourism, like, what kind of tourists, actually are like comprising. Like, if I look at the Chinese tourists, right, they made up to 1.7 million. Yeah, 1.75 million. Okay, Chinese tourists have visited Thailand this year. Okay, Malaysia is like the second, which is 1.6 million. All right, and of course Russians, which is 622,800. Roundabout, I would say maybe 630,000 Russians have come to Thailand, and there's a reason why, because most of the Russian men, they don't want to be drafted for the army, and have that Ukraine war going around. So to avert that, like many Russians are taking that option of flying down to Thailand, especially in major concentration areas like Phuket and Pattaya. For Chinese tourists, I believe it would be like Chiang Mai, but I don't know about like where Malaysian tourists like to, like where's the major concentration of Malaysian tourists in Thailand. So if you're Malaysian, let me know down in the comment section below. Yeah, so, and of course, there's this article over here. Just going to give you a quick read over here. Hold on, let me just check if I can read this article. Thailand receives over 9.3 million foreign tourists in quarter one. So I'm just going to read the first paragraph only, but I'm going to leave the link of it all down in the description below. Thailand received over 9.37 million foreign tourists in the first 3 months of 2024, an increase of 44% from a year earlier, on course to meet the year-end target of 35 million foreign arrivals, um, which is, I believe it would be around 36 million. Yeah, is the official data. So in the January-March period, okay, Thailand welcomed 1.7 million visitors from China, the largest source of tourists for Southeast Asian country, followed by 1.16 million from Malaysia, and 622,813 from Russia, according to the data from the Thai Ministry of Tourism and Sports. Now, I believe that dynamic is also changing because I believe the Indian tourists are catching up, and I believe they're going to be making up the numbers which are lagging behind for the Chinese tourists after the pandemic. Because like majority of the Indians back home, they want to come to Thailand, especially they want to go to Pattaya or Pattaya, and they just want to explore, stay there for a week or two, and spend over there, help the economy over there. Like, because a lot of Indian tourists, they like to spend money and also help the tourism industry in Thailand, and of course get a lot of their souvenirs, and have a good time and come back home. Yeah. So yeah, so that's my intake. That's my personal perspective. So yeah, when I see a couple of these YouTube videos about around, like why foreigners are leaving Thailand, is because certain foreigners, because they are actually planning to leave, but you're like, like they're kind of making it kind of generalized, and like negative content travels very fast, on these social media platforms. So if there's one negative content out there, one person video creator who has created a negative content, then you're going to have a big kind of a chain reaction, and they'll feel like, okay, I'm also going to be talking around this topic so that I can get more views, I can get more subscribers. So what I'm talking about, right? So yeah, I gave you the facts, I gave you the figures. I'm going to keep links down in the description below for you to check it out. And like I should be getting I should be rewarded a Thai elite visa for making this video. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, I hope you guys liked watching this video. Make sure to like my channel, like my video. If you found this video to be informative, you can always go down in the link down in the description below. Click on buy me a coffee. You can buy me a coffee. And if you're traveling around in Southeast Asia and you want to start a successful online business, you can also check out my income stream website. Yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Yeah, so with that being said, have a great day. This is me, Joy. Peace out.